and changes made and push. Sweet. So picture this. It's 4 p.m. on Friday and you've just discovered a critical production bug that needs an immediate hotfix. You've created the fix and need to push it out ASAP, but the deployment is stuck in a long queue of running deployments in your busy deployment tooling. With many deployments running across different teams, environments, and projects, how do you get your critical fix deployed as soon as possible without waiting hours for the queues to clear? Well, today I want to show you how to achieve that in Octopus Deploy with priority deployments. Using priority deployments, you can fast-track critical deployments to the top of the task queue, ensuring that urgent production hotfixes, security patches, or business-critical releases don't get stuck behind routine deployments. You get both manual control to elevate specific tasks after they're queued, and automated prioritization rules that ensure certain environments or deployment types always get that priority treatment. Let me show you how this works with both manual and automated approaches. I've got a project in Octopus that deploys to multiple tenants. The deployment itself isn't that interesting or relevant for us here, but I'll create a new release, save the release, and choose to deploy it to dev now. I want to deploy this to all tenants configured for this project, which I can set here, and that's all I need, so let's start the deployment. After starting this, I get taken to the tasks screen, which you can also access over here on the left-hand side of Octopus. What we'll notice is that tasks are run sequentially based on the time they are queued to start. 5 of these tasks will start at the same time because, by default, Octopus Cloud limits the number of tasks that can run in parallel to a default of 5. Notice the deployment to tenant number 7 is currently first in the queue, but imagine I had an urgent requirement to get the deployment to tenant number 12 done as soon as possible. You can manually move a task in the queue to the top, and you'll see the deployment for tenant 12 jumped to first place ahead of tenant 7. There's a few different places you'll see this in the interface. If I go back into the project we deployed from and look at the dashboard, let me see here. It looks like tenant 3 is in the queue, so I'll click on that. And it tells me here that the task hasn't started yet and it's in the queue. But again, at the top right here, there's an option to move it to the top. So that's manually moving a task, and while those deployments are still queued, let me show you how to mark a new deployment as a priority. Over here in another project called TaskFlow, I have a requirement to get this deployed out to the test environment as soon as possible, so I'll click try again here as the last deployment failed. Before starting the deployment, there's a section under priority, which is set to no priority by default, but you can flag a specific deployment as a priority before you click the deploy button. We still get a message to say the task is queued, but it's only queued behind one other task. Over in the tasks view, you can still see the deployments to tenants from a few minutes ago queued down here, but the deployment for TaskFlow that I just created is now at the top of the queue in first place. It's also worth noting you can use that priority setting for runbooks as well as deployments. Now, both of those methods are great and achieve the result, but they require you to do something to prioritize the deployment. One other method we have for prioritizing deployments is in the lifecycle. All deployments use a lifecycle, and to show the prioritization, I'll add a new lifecycle. And these settings here don't really matter, but it's down here under phases where I want to add a new phase. This is where you create a phase of the lifecycle for one or more environments. But the important setting I want to show you is down here under phase priority, where you can select this box to mark any deployments to this phase of the lifecycle as being a priority. Now with that lifecycle setting, you don't need to remember to prioritize the deployment. It will just happen automatically when a new deployment uses that phase of the lifecycle. So whether you're handling urgent production incidents or establishing automated priority rules for important environments, you have control in Octopus to help match the expectations from the business. Manual task prioritization is available in all Octopus editions, with new deployment prioritization and the lifecycle prioritization available to enterprise tier customers. As usual, there's more details down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.